So welcome to this episode of Meet the Judge, and tonight my guest is José Doval from Spain. José needs no introduction to most people in the Gundog world. Synonymous with Golden Retrievers and Labrador Retrievers under the De La Ana prefix. José has bred and exhibited many champions and world winners. Also Dachshunds, Spanish water dogs, and is a very popular judge worldwide, always very welcome on the judging panel, well liked by the exhibitors, great judge to have on a panel when you're judging on the panel. José is also a reporter, a journalist, has been editor of many dog press magazines, and also co-founder of the World Dog Press Association. And I'm delighted he's joining us tonight. Good evening, José.
Good evening, Colm.
How are you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you. Thank you.
And how are things in Spain right now with the whole COVID situation?
Well, I think like in most of Europe, things are going a bit better with the vaccination, but unfortunately, the vaccination is not going so fast as we hope. But hopefully, things will be better with the springtime and summertime. So we'll see.
And do you think you will have dog shows in Spain this year?
I hope so. We have had our calendar as a normal year. Obviously, the shows during the winter has been all cancelled. Now in April also we had some shows, but that has been also cancelled. But I hope that in May we'll start to have some dog shows, smaller than usually, and with all the healthy, the social distance and all these kind of things. But hopefully we'll be going slowly to again to the normality, because I think all of us need to recover our normal life and go to shows again and all this.
You know, will it ever be normal though? Will it be the same? So José, when you were growing up, not so long ago, were your family involved in dogs? Did your parents show? Did they have dogs?
Well, I've had dogs all my life since I was a child, but not my parents were not involved in dog shows, or they were not properly doggy people. In fact, we live in the downtown of our city, and my mother never wanted to let me have a dog into the house in the city. But we have, because still we have it. We have a state in the center of Spain where we have dogs and all kind of animals, and in that place for me was the paradise, that place, because there we had Spanish Mastiffs working with the cattle. Also we had some German Shepherds working in the house, guarding the house, and German Shorthair Pointers for the hunting. So that was the place where I spend all my holidays, and where I can be with my dogs and everything. But not my first my first own dog was when I was 20 years, and with the money that I earned working in summer, I bought my first golden retriever.
Okay. And why golden retrievers?
I don't know, because at that moment was not a very popular breed in Spain, but I started to buy some dog books, and I love the aspect of the breed and also the temperament. And then I decided to have one golden retriever. The other option was a pointer, but I decided that was better a golden retriever. So
okay. So what made you choose to show dogs? Was it something you wanted to do, or was it something you just happened on by chance?
No, well, it's once I had this first golden retriever, it was I bought that puppy to be a pet, just a companion, my dog too. And but then I discovered that there were dog magazines that I've never seen before, and I bought some dog magazines and saw that reports about dog shows and everything. And once I was walking with my then was my girlfriend, is my wife since many years ago. We were walking with our dog in the city. She was only, I think, 6 or 7 months old, and we met a couple of people with 5 Dachshunds. And they say, "Oh, a golden retriever is nice." Blah blah blah. We start to talk, and they say, "Well, we are here because tomorrow is the championship dog show here in your city." So we decide to go just to watch. And once we went to watch that dog show, we decided to try and go once. And that's a real virus because since then.
Yeah. That's what happens, isn't it? Yeah. And when you started, how long did it take you to start being successful within the breed?
Well, to win in the breed was very easy because, as I said, the breed was not very popular on that time in Spain. So only at the big shows in Madrid, Barcelona, and so on, you really found some hard competition. But in other shows on that time, we were just a few people with Goldens and also with Labradors. So I start to win the breed and also to be placed in groups very easily. And it's funny because my first dog show was exhibitor. I was alone. My Golden was the only one in the show and was a puppy. And the judge was an Englishman, was very polite. He gave me a lot of counsels and talked with me a lot and said me many things about the breed and everything. And then I didn't know who was because I was a newcomer in the breed. But he was Ron Bradbury from the Northernwood Kennel, so was a very successful starting in the shows. But yeah, 1 year after we started to show this puppy that was she was a normal puppy, but was a normal Golden, but was not bad, and she had a nice career in shows. But then we went to England for Crafts, and when I arrived to Crafts and saw that line of Goldens and everything, I said, "That's not what I have at home." So we decided to try to buy something from England and start with something really from a very good kennel.
And your first champion?
Our first champion, I think, was about 4 or 5 years after we start, and was a male, a Golden male. And then the same year we also did 2 champions in Labradors with a male and a female. So since then, yeah.
You just sent me a photograph now of a very young Jose.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
A very cute puppy.
Yeah, she's the first one. She's our first Golden. And I was with that flexi leash and all that.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah. So when you started showing, obviously there were you sought advice, I imagine from people. There must have been people that influenced you. Do you want to talk us through a few of them?
Yeah, well, the first beginning when we start to go to shows, we had some friends here where we live. They still have a pet shop and a veterinary clinic, and they were involved on that time. Now they are not involved in the breed anymore, but they were involved in English cockers, and they were the first people we knew that were involved in dog shows, so were very useful for us to, because we have no idea about what to do, what to go into the ring, anything. And then when we start more seriously in the breed, in Goldens and Labradors, first in Spain, there were one person that was important for us. He was the kennel manager of the royal family in Spain. They were breeders of golden retrievers. One of our first Goldens were from that kennel, and he was also very useful for me and gave me some advice in the breed and everything. And also he gave me the first. He gave me the first names to find that good kennels in England. So then I think I've been very lucky to have some people that I consider not only friends but also mentors. In Goldens, for example, we have three English ladies. The first one was the one that I bought my first golden retriever in England, is Lynn Anderson from the Lincoln Kennel, and she still is one of our best friends in the breed. And also Jackie Rogerson from Jack Raleigh, and Kathleen Greenwood from
you sent me a few photos again now, so
she's Lynn Anderson from Lincoln. She's a very, very clever person, not only as a breeder, also I think is one of the best judges in the breed, and she was really very good to start with in the breed. Also in Labradors.
Well, that's not.
What this is me.
Yeah. Oh, you sent me one photograph actually that
maybe it was.
It was. You also sent me.
Oh well, he's Carlos Sevich is also. He's more than a friend for us. He's like family. He's our. We call him Uncle Carlos, and he has been and still is mentoring many things in the dog world and also in normal life for us. And also in Labradors, we had some very good people that has been very useful for us. One of them, maybe I send you a photo, but I think it was not very good quality.
Yes.
Was Janice Pritchard from the Charwick Kennel. Unfortunately, she died too early, 15 years ago. But she was a very, very clever person with a very clear idea about the breed, and she was trying to find a balance between the show and working lines and do something very, very nice in the breed. And it was very sad to lose her so early.
So we've quite a few people watching. Jose Ann Ingram sends her regards. We have Emma Archibald is watching. Lee Moran is watching. Quite a few golden retriever people. David Alcorn from the UK. So it's quite a few people watching you. So in terms of as an exhibitor, what would you think would your biggest successes be?
Well, we especially at the beginning, we were to a lot of shows in Spain and abroad, and we have been some very nice winnings. Especially, I like very much the winnings at club shows, not only in Spain but in other countries. But
you sent me a few photographs again, and I'll just pop them up and you can talk us through them.
Okay. Yeah, this is my once in a lifetime dog. Is Percy. It's called Percy. The name is Jack Raleigh Casals de la Ena, and he was not only a very successful dog in the shows, but also maybe I think the best dog I've ever had as a companion. And he had a very, very nice career. He won a lot in club shows and specialties, but also like here, he was reserved best in show and best in show in all breed shows. So he was really, really a wonderful show dog.
Yeah. And is this the same guy?
Is the same one. Is the same.
That's a great photograph.
Yeah, yeah. This is not far from where we live. We used to go for swimming the dogs and everything. And yeah, he was absolutely unforgettable dog. That dog that it's always in your head, and we enjoy a lot showing him, and just living with him was a real pleasure. And also
I
was
think you
very,
get one of them in a lifetime, don't you?
yeah, yeah. And also was very special. I think I sent you a picture with we start only 6-7 years ago with the Spanish water dogs.
Yeah.
And this is winning the world winner title in Milan, in Italy, with our first female Loca. And that was very special because it was our first dog in this breed, and the competition was hard. Were about 70 Spanish water dogs at that World Dog Show.
Wow.
And the man in the middle is the breeder of her, and also is the breeder of the other one that was
Well, that's
reserved.
a big achievement.
Yeah, the other one, the black one, was reserved Casib at the same show. So was a very nice day. Yeah.
And just going back to golden retrievers now for a minute. Tell people what, in your opinion, is the most important aspect of a golden retriever.
Well, it's not easy to say something specifically that is the most important. For me, the most important in the breed is the temperament. Without that temperament, you don't have a real golden retriever. I think is the biggest stressor in the breed. A part of it, I like the overall picture. The overall pictures. I give some seminars about the breed in Spain and also abroad, and I used to say that if you read the standard of the golden retriever is the excel of the mediocrity, because everything is in balance. It's nothing most than, and so you don't need to have a dog that is wow, what a head, or what a something. No, you need a dog that is very correct in everything, and it's very important to have the overall picture. I think we have some problems in the breed at the moment, and it's very good to see dogs with good proportions, and also that got dogs that has still has that not only they are so the temperament of the golden is not only they are good and blah blah blah. They need to have that will to please. They need to be always ready to do wherever you want. So I think that's the most important in the breed.
And do you think they have a problem worldwide, or is it just in certain areas?
Well, you know that the breed is divided in two different lines that are really very different: the American line and the British or European lines. But in both, I see we have some problems. I think we have problems with the proportions. Sometimes we have dogs that are too long, and also dogs that are a bit short on legs. Also, I think fronts. The front is not the best point now in the breed. And in some countries, people has the temptation to do over grooming to the dogs, and we are losing the real coat of the breed, because the coat of this breed, you need to have a very heavy undercoat, because they need it to be protected against the weather and everything. And sometimes you see that over grooming with dogs too flat, and with removing too many hair from here and there. So I think we need to be careful with this, because of course shows are shows, and all of us like to watch nice dogs in the shows, but we need to have the idea of the clear idea of the breed in our head, and not try to do something different with the breed.
And you mentioned You mentioned the type in America. I've had this discussion with other judges, including Michael Faulkner, who I interviewed a couple of weeks back. Where do you stand on this American type golden retriever?
I think it's very different to watch the dogs, the American dogs, on photographs, especially when they are in that official pictures, and to watch them live. Maybe the grooming affects a lot to the idea or the image we have of these dogs. I've never judged the breeding. I've been in America, in the United States, but I haven't judged the breed there. But when I went to Florida for the Eukanuba World Challenge, I was also the national, the American Kennel Club national. So I was watching the breed, and were really very, very nice dogs. Maybe with different grooming, they could win also in Europe. Some things are different, but other things are good. And also, if you read the standard, the American standard, I think is very nice because it explains more some aspects of the breed. I judged the breed, for example, in China. In China, I think I had about 120 dogs in one show, and only 2 were clearly from European lines. All the other ones were from American lines, and most of them were really nice ones. Some a bit exaggerated, and some with a different head. But also in Europe, we have dogs that are not nice. So I think it's not impossible to go to some balance point and have good dogs in both both lines. You have company.
Yes. Welcome. That's an American cocker barking our head off because the doorbell is just rung. So when you're choosing to breed a pair, do you study pedigrees, or do you say, well, I think that dog is going to suit that bitch, or is it a combination of both?
Well, I like very much to read and study the pedigrees. When I started seriously in this for breeding and everything, my mentors were from Britain, and they were from the old school, and they were people that study the pedigrees and the lines and everything. So I like to work in line breeding, and sometimes you need to go out, but most of the times I want to find dogs that has something in common in the lines, because it's the only way you can really know what you expect to have in your breeding, for me. And it's not something that happens because kind of lucky. But I like very much to study the pedigrees, and I think the pedigrees give you a lot of information that is very important.
And how important do you think it is to outcross from time to time?
I think it's very important. But once you decide to use a dog that is not from your own lines, the lines you are using, then you must try to find a dog that has, at least is my idea, that it's similar in type. Because if not, you are putting some new fresh blood in your line. But if the dog is not similar in type, maybe you can lose some things that you are working for many years. And some things are easy to recover, but some things are very, very hard to go back if you lose your, I think. And I don't know. For example, I'm very maniac about fronts and elbows. So if you lose the front, you lose the shoulders. It's very, very hard to recover this. So, yeah.
But I think particularly in gun dogs that the front is probably one of the most important aspects. And there is a lot of breeds in gun dog breeds. You do find straight shoulders or
Yeah, short
you know,
upper arms.
and that is very difficult to get back. And you're quite right. And in terms of your judging, when did you start judging?
Well, I start in. I think in Spain, like in many other countries, we start doing open shows, and I start judging open shows in 2000. So now 21 years ago. Mm-hmm.
Right. And when you started judging, can you remember what the best piece of advice you were given?
I don't know how to say the best piece of advice, but a friend that I miss a lot. Was Carlos Renault.
Mm-hmm.
He said me that every time you go to a show to judge a dog show, you have a chance to learn something. So that's something that I really try always to learn something of every time I judge him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carlos is going to be hugely missed in the dog world, isn't he? He was a very knowledgeable man, and always willing to give his knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think it's important for young judges or people starting off in their judging career to go and ask for advice from breeders, exhibitors, other judges?
Well, I think it's important for any kind of judges, not only for the new ones, for the aspiring or new judges. I think, like I said before, and like Carlos said, every day is a chance an opportunity to learn some things. I think we can learn from any exhibitor, breeder, or other judges, and you must. I think, for me, the main quality of a good judge must be to be humble.
Yes.
Because if you think you are the star of the show, or a diva or something like that, then you are losing the point. And I think it's very nice to have the chance when you are judging a show, and after the show you are in a dinner with other judges, to know the point of view of them, and to learn from people that is more experienced than you, but also to learn from people that is starting judging, or people that is breeding a breed that you are not, is not your own breed, and then you always have chances to learn.
Yeah, I think you make a very valid point. Even as all-rounders or whatever, I mean, you don't know everything, and the judge that thinks he knows everything should stop judging. And we are lucky because we travel and we meet each other, and particularly when we're sitting watching groups, I think it's fascinating because you learn so much from people, just talking about the dogs that are coming in or the dogs that have won, and getting their points of view. I think it's so true. So how many groups, breeds do you judge now?
Well, exactly the number of breeds, I'm not sure. I think about 100 or something like that, because I judge 4 full groups, and group 4, 8, 9, and 10. Also half of group 2, and some Spanish breeds in different groups.
And do you enjoy judging abroad?
Yeah, a lot. And I enjoy a lot judging. So when you have the opportunity to do it abroad, and you can also find new breeders, new people, new cultures, is really very nice, because that gives you a more ample point of view about everything in dogs, and you can see how your own breeds or other breeds, or how things are being developing in other countries. Even when you judge in countries that are in starting in dogs, or learning and everything, you can see that energy that you have seen that you had when you start, and that's it's very interesting always.
Do you have a favorite country to judge in?
Sorry, my favorite country.
Do you have a favorite country to judge in?
Not really. I don't know. I at the moment I haven't had any bad experience.
Yeah.
Of course, always you have better and worst places or shows or everything, but not negative
Okay.
experiences. So I like to judge everywhere, and yeah, I enjoy a lot doing in
And
Spain, abroad, everywhere.
and aside from your own breeds, is there a breed that you really enjoy judging?
Well, a part of my own breeds and gun dog breeds that are the breed that I started to judge in Spain and abroad when I started to do it at open show level. I like to judge many breeds, but to say some I enjoy particularly, I like very much to judge English bulldogs, poodles, and dachshunds. These three are breeds that I like very much to judge.
And is there a fault that really irritates you?
Sorry,
Is there a
a
fault?
fault that a
Yeah.
fault. Well, in my breeds, I don't like the bad fronts. It's something that is really like an obsession. But in general, in all breeds, I don't like the how is say in English hyper tipping, when the exaggerations. I think in the last years. In Europe, we have had the tendency to have more attention to the show part of the shows,
Yes.
and not to the part of the shows that were thought to be the place where people goes to choose the dogs for breeding and everything. So I think sometimes the exaggerations are not nice in any breed, at least for me.
Okay. And as a judge, has there been a particular dog that you've judged that, in your opinion, is as close to perfection as you've seen or will probably see? And again, you sent me a photograph that you're going to pop up,
Yeah.
and you can just talk us through this now. I know this dog.
Yeah. Well, I've been very lucky to judge many, many nice dogs in this 21 years judging. But this particular dog is Maltese from Italy. Is Cinecittà Sacha Baron Cohen, and I think he's so close to the standard, so close to perfection. Not only there, but moving, and he has something that is really special. This kennel is very successful, but I had the opportunity to judge this dog in Spain, and one of the biggest shows in Spain. And that day he was not only best of breed, he was best in group and best in show. And I think he's really a super absolutely fantastic dog.
Yeah, he's a beautiful dog, and he's a super pigmentation, and of course he's handled and presented to perfection by Javier. He's stunning. And in terms of dogs, past or present, is there dogs that you have seen or that you've never judged but you would have loved to have judged?
Well, this is also a difficult question, because there has been so many, and there are so many dogs that are really nice dogs that you would like to judge. And
you sent me two photographs, so I'm going to put them up now, and this is the easiest way I think to do it.
Yeah. Thinking about my own breeds, my main breeds, Goldens and Labradors, I really would love to judge or put my hands on this dog. Is Cambros Cabus Christopher, one of the legends of the breed. I think this dog is almost in every golden, at least in Europe, in the pedigrees and everything. It was a fantastic dog, and
she's a very clever breeder.
Oh, yes, well, Joan Tudor was was a really very clever breeder, very successful till
Hmm.
the last days of her
Till the
life.
day she passed, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
she bred some beautiful golden retrievers.
yeah.
Um,
And the other one I sent you was a Labrador. This dog is Sandiland Mark, but I choose this just to choose one of the Sandiland dogs because also again, Gwen Broadley was something very special in the breed. She had for many years a kennel that has been so important for the development of the breed, and many of the dogs bred at Sandilands has been so important for the breed, not only in the UK but in Europe, are also in the
mhm.
United States. So I send you this, but I could send you my guy or
Yeah.
many other dogs from the kennel that I would love to
Mhm.
judge.
Yeah. And in terms of exhibitors, how if you have an irate exhibitor or somebody who doesn't agree with you, how do you deal with that?
Um, Maybe I've been lucky in these years because I haven't had big problems apart of one or two situations where some people has been a bit irritated, yeah, as you
Mm.
say, but I always try to treat every exhibitors with the same respect, and every dog, it doesn't matter if it's a newcomer or is the biggest champion. And always I try, if I can, I try to explain my decisions if it's necessary. I don't I have no problem to talk with the
Mm.
exhibitors and say what I think about a dog. And of course, in a dog show, not all the people is happy with your decisions, but uh, I try to explain that it's only my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not a sentence. We are judges, but we are not doing sentences.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've never had, at the moment, I never had great problems, but I always try to talk with the people, and I think they understand what I'm looking for in a dog. Of course, they don't need to be agree with me, but
Mm.
I
Mm.
think.
Yeah. Um, and your biggest judging achievement?
Um, well, again, I've been lucky to, especially in my breeds, to judge a lot of. For me, is very special every time I judge a club show,
Hmm.
because normally is the most important show of the year in any country. So that's all the club shows I judge are really nice, very nice occasions for me. But to choose two special occasions as a judge. First, I would say the first time I gave a CC in the UK
Hmm.
in Golden Retrievers,
Hmm.
and was in 2012 in Leeds. This is the picture. So was very special moment because I was the first Spanish judge doing giving CCs in Golden Retrievers, one of
Wow.
the biggest breeds in the dog shows in the UK, and is the country of origin of the breed.
Yeah.
So it was very special for me, and also was very special the first time I judged also my breed, the Goldens, in World Dog Show, and was in 2018 in Amsterdam. Here is one with one of the class winners. Was also a very nice entry and was a very nice occasion.
Mm. Yeah, we're judging your breed in its country of origin. That is
Yeah,
special.
yeah,
Um,
very
for,
special,
for most.
very special.
Mm.
And I'm waiting to do the same with Labradors in not in a not so in a very near future.
Very good.
If everything is
Everything, yes.
is good.
Ah, really, because England's ahead of all of us because they've just been storing all the vaccines anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and critiquing, do you enjoy critiquing?
Yeah, I think it's well in Spain. I think like in Ireland, we don't do critiques in normal shows, in all breed shows. Only at club shows we do it. But I think it's interesting, and it's something that can be very useful for exhibitors, especially for the new people in the breed. Also, it's interesting and is good information for the people that is more time in the breed, because maybe if they don't agree with you, they don't go again to show you any dog. But I think it's interesting if you can do it properly. Sometimes you go to some places that they do critiques and they give you 100 dogs, and you must do in 3 minutes the judging and critic, and that's, you can't do it. I think it's better a system like in the UK, where you can take your own notes and then do it afterwards, and you can explain exactly what you was watching, what you have seen, what you was looking for in dogs, and everything, and do an overall judgment. Not only because sometimes it's I always try to talk about every good point in every dog. So sometimes can happen that you can read the critique of the second one, and maybe he has most good points in the critique than the first one, because you are doing it in the moment, and you can't explain the difference between one and the other. But I think critique is good. It's good.
But would you agree that it's important, if you are going to give a very good or big no, that you must say why you're doing it?
Why?
You do see critiques that give great critiques, and then the judge goes and gives them a very good. And nothing is explained.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, because also, well, in some countries they accept very well and very with a great sportsmanship the very goods on these kind of things. But in other countries, everything that is not an excellent is like an insult to the mother of the exhibitor. And then if you can explain it, it's better, even for your own security.
And do you think judges have a role in the development of breeds? And if yes, do you think judges understand that enough?
I think yes, we have a role. Maybe not as big as some can think, but yeah, I think we have a role, because well, for me the most important in this world are the breeders. But we, the judges, also has something to say about what is happening with the breeds, and sometimes our decisions has influence on the development of the breed. Because if you are giving awards to a certain type of dogs, they are more used for breeding and everything than other dogs. So yes, we have a role, and I think any judge must consider they are not. It's not just hobby or something like that. It's something important, and what you do in a weekend in a dog show can have influence in the development of the breed in the future. Yeah.
Well, as you say now, that golden retrievers have a particular problem with fronts at the moment, and if judges keep putting those dogs up, then breeders are not going to see that there is that problem. So it is important for judges to understand that.
Yeah, it's very important, because sometimes we have some judges can have the temptation of give awards to dogs, for example in Goldens, that are a bit straight in, not good angulated in front, but maybe over angulated behind. And if the handler is a clever handler and the grooming is good, and they move them fast, many times too fast, well, maybe this dog is very flashy and everything, and you give that dog an award, and then the problem will be spread in the breed, because
And as you mentioned, handlers, do you adopt a different approach when judging professional handlers, or are you a little more wary of, oh, yeah, these guys are good at hiding faults, or do you just judge them as normal exhibitors?
Mhm. Well, not a different approach, because I try to, as I said, I try to give the same uh, treatment and the same with any dog. It
Mm.
doesn't matter who is the handler or everything. I expect from professional handlers that the dog they are exhibiting must be in perfect condition, and
Mm-hmm.
they know everything. You don't need to say twice what you want or what you need, because if they are really professionals, they know how to do it. And with the people that are not professionals, you always must be a bit more patient, because sometimes people is nervous, and they, especially when it's the first times, so you don't must to penalize some kind of things that a newcomer can do. And
Mm.
you must be also, I think that's also an important role of the judges. You are also trying to teach the people how to do it, and
Yeah.
you must be passionate, and that's it. It's not so important if they have some failures. It's okay.
Mm. Yeah. Now you're involved in Spain with the running of shows, and particularly Alicante, if I'm
Hmm.
correct.
Yeah,
How important is it for you to give something back to the sport?
I think it's very important. I think if you just go in any activity to do it for yourself and for enjoy yourself, and that's it, then you can expect development of it. So I
Mm.
think if you have something to do, if you can do something for your sport, you must do it. And there are many things to do, and many things to help, because this is, in at least in most of Europe, is not a professional activity.
Yes.
Normally, clubs and societies are, everything is made by volunteers that they give their free time to try to help to organize activities for the other ones. So if you can contribute yourself, doing something and working in any aspect of this sport,
Mm.
I think is very important. We are like a big family, and we must be together in everything, and we must to push in the same direction all together to
Mm.
improve it.
And do you think maybe it's different in Spain, but do you think we encourage young people to get involved in that side of dog shows enough?
I think no. I think we are not doing things well with the young people.
Mm.
Um, when I started in this sport, I was young, but not so young to be a junior handler or something like that.
Hmm.
And many times I see that there are mm, young people, even children, that like very much this kind of activities, and we need to give them something more, not only to do that kind of activities, but also to have an important role themselves, and organize things and do things for themselves, and help to develop the things they are doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we need to do a lot with the juniors,
Mm.
with young people, and they deserve it.
Yeah, I think it is something that certainly this side
Hmm.
of Europe that we are letting slip. I
Hmm.
know it's difficult because there are so many other interests
Yeah,
for young people to be doing these days, but we do need to encourage them more, or we are going to lose them.
yeah.
Um, and
Yeah, yeah, because there is a gap when they finish their secondary school and start
hmm,
with the university, and sometimes they are not living normally with the parents.
yeah,
So they, if they don't have something that retain them in the sport. Many of them gone. I've seen along these years, I've seen some very talented people that were absolutely brilliant, showing dogs, even handling and grooming dogs when they were juniors, and we lost them because they start with the university, and that's it. Yeah.
And we're also going to have a problem as soon as we come out of this pandemic, because we are going to have a lot of people who, maybe young people who did start showing dogs, that are not going to come back because they will have lost interest over, because we've had nothing for a year and a half now. It's and true. That's going to be difficult.
Yeah, and not only with the juniors, the boys and girls. I think also in the next years we will have a problem with dogs that are now between 1 or 2 years, because these dogs hasn't had the chance to go to dog shows and hasn't had the chance to have a proper socialization and all that work. And last year I only went to one dog show in Spain. It was in September, and I was judging, and you can see at that show that the juniors and puppies were not the same kind of dogs you were used to see when things were normal, because they haven't had all that work that is in the backwards.
Well, I think we will have lost a whole generation here, and I think when we go back, I think probably the open class and adult class is probably going to be empty, because I don't think they're going to, as you say, they won't have been socialized enough to be out. And I think people will probably have taken the opportunity to maybe breed them now. So I think we're going to have a whole load of youngsters, and then the champions. But it'll be interesting. So, as I said in your introduction, you're a journalist. What drew you to journalism?
Well, when I started to work by myself, I was working in advertising and communication, especially working for companies doing what's called all the about the corporate image and everything. And because I was also involved in dogs, I had a particular interest in that kind of journalism, and I started to send some articles to magazines in Spain and some abroad. And then in 1996 we decided to try to do something similar to Dog Wall and Our Dogs in Spain. And then we started to do dog paper. And after that, we start with that dog paper. Then we start. I worked for a big company, a writing company in Spain, being the editor of some magazines. Also, the Kennel Club of Spain asked me to do the magazine of the Kennel Club. So from them to now,
And you're co-founder of the World Dog Press Association, yes?
Yes, I'm one of the founder members. No, I'm president.
You're president?
Yeah, I've been vice president, but since 6 years ago, I'm the president of the association. Yeah, and it's something. It's good because it's an association, but we have members all around the world, and we meet 2-3 times a year in very big shows. And it's nice also to share experiences with people from other countries, and it's a very nice part of my life in dogs.
So, as a journalist, what's your view on how kennel clubs across the world are dealing with all these activists the Panorama program that went out some years ago on the BBC that kicked all of this off.
Yeah.
What's your view on how the kennel clubs worldwide are dealing with this?
Well, I think it's maybe the most important thing. The most important thing that kennel clubs are having in their agenda for the future. I'm also, since near 4 years ago, I'm in the board of the Spanish Kennel Club, and I'm in charge of the communication area.
Yes.
I think it's very, very important to have a communication policy that try to explain to the society what is really a purebred dog, and the importance of a purebred dog, the historical value of dog breeds.
Yes.
It's an heritage we have received from our ancestors. We need, and all the kennel clubs together also with the FCI and all other associations, I think we must try to give the dogs the paper that they really deserve in our society. It's very important, for example, what happened in Ireland with the national breeds that has a special recognition from the government. Also now in Spain, we have the same in some areas with the regional governments. And I think this kind of protection, this kind of to know
heritage.
that it's a national cultural heritage is very important, because the activists in Spain, I think also in other countries, are called animalistic. Well, we are animalistic as well, but the animalistic lobby is very hard, very, very, very strong.
Yes.
And they have done a good job for themselves in the last years. And now we need to recover the space, and to because the people need to understand that we are not animal farmers, puppy farmers. We are, most of us are in dogs is as a passion, and we spend our lives, our time, our money, and many things just for the passion to improve a particular breed. And these breeds also now has adapted their the work they do, the traditional works. Many breeds are not doing the traditional works, pastoral or guarding or everything, but many breeds are doing now very, very important jobs in the society, and they do that jobs because they are from that particular breed.
That's
So
a
it's
valid point.
so it's very important to have the support from the kennel clubs, and they need to do a good job in communication with the society, and also in staying together with the politicians of any country, because finally they decide and they do the new laws and regulations, and it's important to be very well connected with them.
Well, I think it's a very good point to make, because now, as you say, maybe pastoral breeds are not doing what they used to do, but we also have the likes of Labradors or Golden Retrievers, which are now dog assistants with autism, or there's various breeds, including pastoral breeds, which would be going into hospitals or care homes, etc. So their jobs have evolved, but do you think that kennel clubs need to adopt a common policy? I mean, should FCI be taking a lead here and saying, look, let's get together, let's put our heads together, let's get some money together and start a PR not a PR company, but employ a PR company to start getting our message out, maybe into the schools or into wherever.
Well, the FCI is also in the last year, 2 years, is also starting to do a good job in this aspect. Not too long ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago, we had a meeting with the FCI, with people from the European section of the FCI, talking about this matter, talking about the situation that we are living all over Europe and all over the world with this animalistic lobbyists and what they are trying to do in the national regulations and laws, also with the people that is trying to forbid some kind of breeds like brachycephalic and all these things. And we were discussing about what to do and what we need to do from every national kennel club, also with the leading role of the FCI. So I hope that in the future we'll have more and more and more this kind of work from kennel clubs and also from the FCI.
And perhaps we could. I know the American Kennel Club have started this Take the Lead initiative, which appears to be very, very successful. And perhaps something like that would be worth looking at. But anyway, okay. So lighten it up now a little bit. Name you're having a dinner party, and what guests would you have? And they don't have to be from dogs; they can be from the world of anywhere.
Not only for dogs, or what?
No, it can be anyone.
Well, if it's only for dogs, from dogs, and well, of course, I have a lot of friends and many people that maybe the people that is watching don't know, so it's not so interesting to say. But to say people that is known in the dog world, of course, Carlos Saevich, one of them, Michael Forte. I think he's nice person and also very funny to have any dinner with him. And to say two people that are not with us anymore, Marion Spavin, she was also very clever and funny, and also, well, I'm sure many people know, maybe the newest didn't remember her, but also a lady from Argentina, Teresa Cerantes. She was also a very nice person with a very sharp thinking and everything. And to include someone, if I can include someone that is not from dog shows, I've always had a great admiration. I think the only politician I had admiration in my life for him as has been Nelson Mandela. So maybe could be very interesting to have him.
Yeah. Imagine him and Marion Spavin together.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. So is there a judge or breeder that you really admire worldwide?
Well, again, many, especially many breeders in my own breeds and in other breeds that I've had the opportunity to see, that they breed very consistently a type, a quality of dogs. So we are very lucky in our sports to have so many talented people doing their job every day. And also I have a great admiration for many judges, some that are not with us anymore, like Carlos Renault or Haseletin, and to say someone that it's still judging, and I think is one of the best judges actually in our world, I say Anne Ingram. It's always a pleasure and a very learning experience to watch her judge.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. You're quite right. You're quite right. So, your funniest or most embarrassing moment as an exhibitor or a judge?
I haven't had also, well, along these years I have some situations, but I remember especially one in one of my first open shows judging. I was very serious and formal because I was starting my judging career and everything. It was a not very big open show in Spain. And in one class, one of the exhibitors had a Westie, and that Westie was dressed with a harness and a flexi.
Okay.
So after watching the dog and touching him on the table, I said to the owner, please go straight up and down. And then the man put the dog on the floor, put the dog down, and said to someone in the other side of the ring, "Tss, tss, tss," and was a lady. I supposed it was the wife. So the wife started to call the dog, Sammy, Sammy, or something like that, calling the dog. And that man was not moving a single centimeter from the same place, releasing the leash. The dog was going in a perfect straight line, and when the dog was arriving to the lady, that man pressed the stop button on the flexi. The poor Westie slammed, and then the man started to call him, and he came back perfectly. So I think that was comical, but it was a perfect.
That was very good. I like that.
Yeah.
Anne Ingram says thank you.
Oh.
So, what's your guilty pleasure?
Oh. What do you understand for guilty pleasures? I don't know. Maybe.
What do you really enjoy that you to do that? Yeah.
Well, I enjoy many things, but if considering a bit guilty pleasure, I like to steal the blankets in the airlines. So I have a collection of some of them, and also I like very much the gin and tonic. So I'm a gin and tonic expert.
And if you could be transported to one country, which would it be?
I've enjoyed experiences in many places, but I have a very special feeling with Italy, and also with Greece. With Greece particularly because I've been a couple of times judging for a friend in summer in a very special place and in a very special show, and it's magic. A magic thing that I always remember. So yeah, maybe Italy, and after Italy, Greece.
And I didn't give you this question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you see yourself in 20 years' time? Do you see yourself still breeding golden retrievers or labs or?
I don't know. It's difficult to say because
no, we never know. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but still, breeding is what I most enjoy in dogs. Now, for example, I have I think it's for the second time in 30 years, I have 2 litters at the same time, one of Labradors and one of Goldens, and I'm enjoying a lot. I enjoy a lot with the puppies, watching the development since the first day, and playing with them and doing everything with them. So I think, yeah, maybe in 20 years I will be still breeding, because I never bred too many. I had maybe 1 litter every 18 months or 2 years or so. So every time I have a litter is something very, very special, because we bred first of all for myself. So I always try to find that dog, that puppy that puts your goosebumps. Hey, yeah, and I think in 20 years I'll be still breeding, maybe not as much as in the last years, but yeah, why not?
So you have a litter of Labradors and Goldens right now.
Yeah,
that's a lot of hard work.
Yeah,
are they on their feet yet?
At the beginning was very easy, because they are really very good moms. The Goldens and Labradors are very good mothers, so they were doing everything. I was sleeping together with them for the first 3 weeks or so, and now Labradors are 1 month old, and the Goldens are a few days younger. But yeah, now they are eating a lot and
yeah,
doing a lot.
a lot of cleaning up.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. I love it.
Yeah. So finally, Jose, if you could write your epitaph, what would it
Oh
be?
yeah, I've never ever think about that, and but really I don't know. But maybe the same, maybe the same one that has this. There is an American voice actor called Mel Blanc, and he has that phrase that is very famous. That's all, folks.
Yeah. Jose, thank you very much.
Thank you,
It's
Colm.
been very interesting. It's been very informative. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you and yours stay safe for the rest of this till we get out of this
Yeah,
pandemic, and that we see you very soon somewhere, either here
yeah,
or in Spain, or maybe the European Dog Show in Paris,
maybe also
2022.
2022, and also at our uh, supposed to be in 2020 World Dog Show that we will have it in
Yes.
2022 as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
this year we have also some uh, big shows in Europe that I don't know if will be finally
Mm.
done or not, but hopefully
Hopefully.
in not too long term we can have a kind of normal life,
Yes.
kind of real life.
Okay. So, thank you everybody for watching. We've had quite a few people watching. Liz Gonzalez says hello to you from Gibraltar.
Mm,
Ante Lucian is watching. Fred Davis. Next week, my guest is Arne Foss, which
mhm.
I'm very much looking forward to. In the meantime, stay safe, everybody. Thank you once again, Jose.
Thank you.
Great to see you. You're looking very
Thank you very
well.
much. Thank you
And
very much.
as I say, stay safe. And I will see everybody next week.
Hope to see you all soon.